Suns win the trade, Lena, or did they get punked? Arizona Sports 98.7 FM, John Gambadoro is tonight's insider. How did this trade for Kevin Durant come together?
Well, they started to look at trading Kevin Durant, Cam, as you know, back in February at the deadline. They were trying to get Jimmy Butler. They could move Kevin Durant to Golden State. They also had talks with Houston at that time. So they knew there was a lot of interest from the Houston Rockets, who at that time were willing to trade Jalen Green and Jabari Smith for Kevin Durant with no picks. Full circle, season ends. Suns had a bad year. They're going to trade Kevin Durant and move on. They open it up, 6 different teams. I think they did the best that they could have. It's hard to win a trade when you're trading one of the best players in the history of the game. But Durant wasn't impacting winning for the Phoenix Suns. He just wasn't. He was turning the ball over a lot, and he wasn't impacting their ability to win games. They get 2 starters from the Houston Rockets, the number 2 seed in the West, that are both in their 20s. They get a top 10 pick this year, and they get 5 second-round picks that they could use as future assets to use in a possible trade. I'm not saying the Suns got to get an A+ or a B+ here, but I think they made a good deal. I don't think this is a bad deal for them.
So you don't think they got punked or fleeced in any other way? Just the leverage was out there. It was always going to be tough to trade Kevin Durant for what you gave up for him, right?
Sure. He's going to be 37 years old. The market is not there. The Spurs never made an offer. Toronto's offer was garbage. Miami's offer was garbage. Minnesota was going back and forth with a bunch of offers, and I think that they always had a good offer on the table. I like Jalen Green. Like, he's different than Book. He attacks the basket. He can score. He's not a great defender. 20 points per game he'll score. They've always liked Dillon Brooks. They tried to get him 5 years ago. So he's the alpha. He's the hard-nosed, I'm going to give you everything I got, tough son of a gun that they desperately needed. The 10th pick in the draft will be a good pick for them. They need young, talented assets. I'm not saying they won the deal, but I'm saying they didn't lose the deal.
Are they a better team now?
Yeah, I think so. Cam, I've already got a lunch bet with Burnsy that the Suns will be better next year than they were this year.
I'm with you. You and me against Burnsy. We got it.
Me and you. You agree.
I'll agree with you.
I think that they will have a better record. Now, it doesn't take a lot. They were 10 games under 500. They still have to get a power forward, and they still have to get a center. So there's still a lot of work to be done. But I truly believe that the Phoenix Suns will have a better team this year than they did last year. I really believe that they will.
Bradley Beal, I would assume that's the next domino to fall, Gambo. Plain and simple. Is he coming back?
They don't need him. I mean, they got with Jalen Green and Devin Booker, there's not a need for Bradley Beal on this team. It's just a matter of, can you find somebody to trade Bradley Beal for? And if you can't, then I think you address the buyout option. I do believe, contrary to what's been reported, and I don't think Charlotte is a team, I do think there are 1 or 2 trade possibilities. I do. If that doesn't happen, then I think you look at the buyout possibility.
You look back at the KD era, what are you going to remember? Who's to blame? And what lessons did the Suns learn from that?
The lesson is not to build a super team with 3 players taking up all your salary cap and you're filling out your roster with Keita Bates-Diop and Yuta Watanabe and Chimezie Metu and Eric Gordon and a bunch of guys that can't play anymore. That was the mistake. The mistake was you gave up way too much to get Kevin Durant. The Kevin Durant era is just going to be seen as a failure. It didn't work. They went for it. You can't blame them for going for it. The problem was they weren't able to build a good enough team around KD. Not his fault, not Booker's fault. Failed coaching Mike Budenholzer. I blame Budenholzer. There wasn't enough depth and there wasn't enough talent around Devin Booker and Kevin Durant to make this work.
Do you trust the new regime?
I think you got to give it time. I think they did a really good job in the coaching search. This was Gregory's first big trade. I don't think he failed it. I don't think he aced it, but I think he made a good trade. I do think these guys deserve a chance to see what they could do in a rebuild/reset.
Man, I can't wait for Burnsy to buy us both lunch. We're going to get double sides.
Right. And he's in California now. He's in San Diego. He's
on
the beach
and you're working, and he's on the beach.
Do all this work, and he's sitting on the beach drinking a pina colada. What is going on around here?
Gambo, appreciate the time, my friend. We're going to run up that bill.